Do you know what happens to the human brain when it's been submitted to learning 3 languages or more? Well, now you have the opportunity to learn what steps need to be taken in order for you to achieve that super brain that we have always wanted. Now, my personal interest in this topic is formally known as neuropsychology. Having been submerged in multilingual environments for the past 10 years has given me the perfect opportunity to create a neuro-linguistic project. So, I could say that I've been tortured, just as equally fascinated for the past decade while trying to understand how our minds function during communication, including the primary functions of the brain, also known as the blueprints. So, I'm positive that the plasticity of the brain actually changes completely during this process. This knowledge can be extremely important to all of us on several different levels, but the main 2 would be, for example, by learning more languages, and not just one, you set your brain on the path of becoming smarter, faster, more efficient, more mentally capable, and just in general, just more positively engaged in life. Why wouldn't we want that? And secondly, you become aware of amazing scientific studies that are happening every day. Now, for example, I would ask, does the human brain's plasticity function change and rewrite itself 100% after learning 3 or more languages? And how can we develop that super brain? Some of the major points that I'll go over in this presentation within the next few minutes now are: what is neuropsychology and linguistics? How does language learning connect itself directly to that? And why should you learn 3 languages as a minimum? And not just concluding, who benefits from these research studies? So what is neuropsychology? The Advanced Psychological Assessment PC group says that neuropsychology is a branch of cognitive or clinical psychology that studies how the brain and the nervous system function on a daily basis. This work is based on the idea that cognition and physiology are interrelated and inseparable. Some of today's common areas of cognitive research include strokes, Alzheimer's disease, Tourette's syndrome, and autism. Added linguistic studies play a huge role in understanding some of these major brain dysfunctions, which, now that we have a greater understanding on this topic, gives us the moment that we can discuss the direct connection with linguistics. I want to discuss the cognitive connection that happens in the human brain when processing new linguistic rules. And for example, language learning forces a neural change in the brain, also known as plasticity connection, that wouldn't happen if not stimulated by new linguistic breakdowns and rebuilding. Much like a bodybuilder at the gym who wants that new muscle for the summertime. Through personal investigations and studies, I have observed speech communication patterns with non-related variables from multilingual, bilingual, and monolingual groups, which may be given another time. I will be able to discuss that further. So maybe now you're asking yourself, okay, so what does this boring science information have to do with me? How is it even related? Well, let me make it personal to you. Why would you want to learn 3 languages as minimum? According to the American Council on Teaching Foreign Languages, some of the main reasons why learning a new language is beneficial to you would be that acquisition obviously has a positive effect on your mental growth and development. A broader range of communication, self-esteem, and capacity of expression are also benefits. And it opens doors to other cultures. You achieve a higher level of mutual understanding and appreciation. Not to mention the increased job opportunities in many careers where being multilingual is an asset. So we can see now how this step would greatly and directly benefit you. But can you imagine how these studies could benefit a large percentage of the population? Well, so who else benefits from neuropsychology and linguistic studies? People who suffer from neurodevelopmental disorders. CDC reports that 13% of children in the United States suffer from some developmental disability, and that just between the years of 2002 and 2006, CDC also reports that autism in children rose 57% within the United States. At a website online, allpsychologycareers.com, they help explain that investigations in brain plasticity will help researchers in making major discoveries on how humans can heal from brain injuries, deficits, and developmental dysfunctions. And that's one of the things that I hope to achieve within the next coming years with my own personal studies. So today I spoke with you about neuropsychology and linguistics and what it consists of, how we learned several reasons as to why you want to learn a new language, let alone two, and who else's benefits as well. Now you hold in your hands the steps to becoming a super brain. But more importantly, you also have learned how each individual can make a difference in their own world. So now that you know all this, how would you take advantage of your mind?